Are you a buyer wondering about all these changes you keep hearing about in the news? How is it going to affect you? Well, I'm here to talk to you about those differences. As a real estate agent, real estate brokers, lenders, title companies, we all have been working very hard on the back end to figure this all out. New forms, new processes to really dial this in. But what does this look like for you as a buyer? What are you truly going to see as a difference? Number one, if you want to see a home, either in person or virtually, you are going to have a buyer agency agreement signed with that agent before you can go see those homes. Per Michigan licensing law, that agreement must clearly state the length and term of that contract and how that agent gets compensated. And then number two, your agent is going to talk to you a lot more about compensation. And that language and that verbiage is going to be put into any purchase contract that you end up writing. Now, there's been a lot of false news being shouted out there. Buyers will always have to pay their agent, or sellers are never going to have to pay buyer agency again. And I just want to say I'm sorry, because that is misleading and false, and all it has proven to do is spread fear and uncertainty, and just simply not true. I know that signing a buyer agency agreement may feel wrong or against everything that you stand for, but I promise you this process is actually very, very good for you. It's going to give you an opportunity to have a conversation with that agent, to ask questions, to feel comfortable before really signing anything, to make sure that this is the right agent for you, that's working in your best interests. Here's how this would work if I was your buyer's agent. I have to have that agreement signed with you. If I want to keep my license that I have worked so hard for the past 20 years, I will not skip that step. Any agent who tells you they can is wrong and misleading, and I would be very careful working with any agent that does that. What I can do is tailor these agreements to you, to what you're comfortable with, what you define as your success. We can make it for one house, we can make it for two houses, we can make it for a long time or a short time. But you and I are going to discuss that, and we're going to figure that out for you and where you're comfortable before you sign any document. We're going to talk about compensation. And I know that can be probably the scariest part for you as a buyer. You're thinking, how am I going to pay my down payment, closing costs, and potentially your fees on top of that? I can tell you this is where my experience and my expertise really comes in, because my job is to negotiate on your behalf. And there are ways to write a purchase agreement, present it to a seller that relieves that financial burden from you and gives a win-win for both sides. And we will figure that out without a doubt. So I hope this helps you understand a little bit of what this looks like and how the processes work. I know there's a lot more questions that you might have, and I welcome them at any time. So please reach out to me with questions, thoughts, ideas. I'm here to help, and I can't wait to talk to you.